Hey guys, Josh here again. Welcome back to the channel. You guys are going to see me struggle with this one a little bit. Um, my mom was 19 years old when I was born. My biological father was not in the picture at all. We lived with my grandparents on the farm for the first 7 years or so that I was alive. And, don't get me wrong, I had great men in my life. I had my grandfather, my Uncle Jeff, my Uncle Robert, my Uncle Sarge. So, had a lot of great men in my life that would be there for me to teach me things, to do stuff with me. But when I was 7, my mom married my dad Paul. And, he came into our lives a few years before that, maybe a year or two before that. And, he's my dad, and he always was my dad. From the day that he was in my life, he never treated me like anything else but his son. His parents, my grandparents on his side, my Nan and Pep, treated me like their grandson. And I was very fortunate to have that man in my life. A lot of people have reasons why they ride motorcycles, why they do certain things, maybe fish or hunt or, like certain activities or sports or whatever. And the reason why I ride motorcycles started with my dad. I don't know, I was maybe 11 or 12 years old, and him and my mother bought me a 1978 Kawasaki KX80. And that's what started me riding motorcycles back in the day. And I'll probably share a picture or two of that as we're going through the video here, guys. But the reason why this video is so tough for me is because the day this video is being released, October 28th, it's 30 years since he's been gone. I mentioned a minute ago I was 7 years old when him and my mother got married. When I was 8, I was fortunate enough to have a stepbrother, or a half-brother, Justin, who's my brother. And then when I was 11, my mom and dad had Courtney, my sister. We were family of 5 living in a small apartment. And, he worked really hard for us a lot of years, him and my mom, just to provide for us. Even though we had our little apartment in Naugatuck and we didn't have much, they did a lot for us. And when I was 17 years old, just entering my senior year of high school, my mom woke me up the morning of October 28th, in the middle of the night, letting me know that my dad was gone. He was such an important part of my life for those 10 years. It really shaped me into the man I am today. Taught me responsibility and integrity and hard work, because that's all he ever knew. And I'm doing this video today because I can't believe it's been 30 years already. Sorry guys, I need a minute. You don't understand, some people don't understand, when you have somebody come into a family where there's already a child, that I know most are not as fortunate as me, where you never knew that I wasn't his child. Everywhere I went, I was his son. He taught me things. He took me fishing, took me hunting, brought me to Maine all the time to see my grandparents up there, would bring me to my grandparents' house in Connecticut so we could see each other and I could ride my dirt bike and stuff. He would help me fix things. He taught me so much in such a short amount of time because, like I said, I had him for 10. Now I haven't had him for 30. There's a song by Brad Paisley called He Didn't Have to Be. Go listen to it, guys. It talks about how when a man is introduced to a woman, how it's a job interview and how they have to accept the child that the woman might have. Paul was an amazing father for 10 years to me, and I only wish I had more time with him. And I'm sorry, guys, I know I'm a little all over the place, but it's just the way he was with me. Yeah, he was tough and he was strict, but because he was, I'm a better man. And I did so many firsts with him, like riding a motorcycle and things like that. And he always had me tag along. You know, he had a early 80s GS 850 Suzuki, and I think I have a picture of him that I'll put in to show you guys. And then he had a 78, I want to say it was a Sportster or a Super Sport Harley. And, you know, there was never a time when he wasn't like, hey, you want to go for a ride with me? Hey, I'm going to go for a ride. Come with me. And he always brought me everywhere, always took me with him wherever he was going. If we were going to, before his parents moved back to Maine, if we were going to go to visit, like, he always included me in things, guys. And as I think about everything that he's done for me over that 10-year period, it's every day that I go back to the lessons he taught me and thinks about things like that. Again, sorry guys for the emotion. I knew this one was going to be tough to record, but just realizing that this weekend I'm heading out moto camping with friends, riding my motorcycle, and spending time with good friends over at the Forgotten Angel Brapstar camp out. And I'm doing that this weekend because of him. Because if he doesn't introduce me to motorcycles, I never meet those wonderful people, because I wouldn't have been looking into motorcycles or thinking about things like that. But it's every day his influences are there. I see the lessons he taught me, passing them on to my son. I see the things he does, I'm doing them for my son. I mean, he was a truck driver, guys, right? So when I was younger, he was driving for a bakery supply company, and he had every week was gone on Thursdays because he had an overnight run that had to go to Thursday night from Connecticut to Plattsburgh, New York, and back. So he would go on Thursday there, stay over in the truck, and then come home. You know, he worked hard. He took care of my mom, took care of us, provided for us, and was just good. That's all he was. And it kills me to this day that he was taken from me so early. I wish I could have introduced him to my wife and to my son. Anyway, guys, this video is just for him. And just for him, because I can't imagine, and I just can't. It's been 30 years, and not a day goes by that I don't think of him. Thanks for watching, guys.